What's up everyone? In today's video I'm going to share with you a few different tips and tricks about how you can battle imposter syndrome, have more confidence in your business and close more clients as a result of working on your mindset. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so I know that something that is holding a number of you back and also sometimes holds me back is imposter syndrome, or almost like feeling as though you're a fake or you don't know what you're doing. How many of you have experienced that before? If you have, hit the like button on this video and let me know. I'm expecting to see a lot of those. But I thought I would sit down today because imposter syndrome, mindset problems, questioning whether you know what you're doing, this is something that is very real, that I know a lot of you face, I face, people reach out to me about this all of the time. So in my upcoming course that I'm putting together, yep, that's right, I have a course coming out soon. Some of you will know that, some of you won't. We will be covering a whole module, a whole area on mindset. Now, I'll tell you more about the course at a later date, but if you do want to make sure you're one of the first to know when it goes live, probably the first link in the description below this video will be somewhere where you can make sure you get updates about the course when it comes out. But as I said, in that section, we'll be covering a whole module on mindset, because I've realized as I've started to grow my business and see some level of what you might call success as such, the biggest differentiator, if I can get that word out, the biggest thing that makes a difference between, or in my opinion, between success and doing well and not doing so well often is yourself and your own mind. And this is something that I'm even trying to improve all of the time, but I have a pretty good stance, a pretty good spin on. So I thought I'd sit down and record this video to help a few of you out with that. So yeah, how many of you have felt like you don't know what you're doing, or you're an imposter, or your clients are gonna worry that you don't have enough experience? Let's just talk about that for a second and talk about a few different ways that I would recommend and things I recommend that you do to help you come over this, and then also some practical stuff that I've been doing recently and implementing recently, specifically even in this notebook. That's why I'm holding it up, which we'll talk about. But yeah, let's go through some tips and different ways that you can overcome imposter syndrome. Okay, so the biggest thing, or the biggest tip that I can give, or the biggest thing to think about when you start having those moments where you're questioning yourself, is to just like come off it. Like you're being ridiculous. Often the reason you feel like a fraud is because you think you're more important than you actually are, or you think that you're not doing something right, and what you're thinking about is actually way more insignificant than you think it is. And I know this makes like total sense, and it might be difficult for me to say, or for me to say to you, oh, just come off it, don't even think about it. But I think 90% of the time your concerns are way more insignificant than you think they are. So that's the first tip, is just like take a long hard look at yourself and be like, hey, come on, this is ridiculous. Now the second thing I want to think about and talk about is, in the past when I've felt like an imposter, when I've said to myself, God, I don't deserve to be in this position, or I don't even know what I'm doing, why is this person paying me, etc, etc. The second thing to think about is, hey look, you have to just accept that you have had some role in your own success, right? You don't get to this point by being an imposter, by being a fake, by not knowing what you're doing. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that people listen to you, follow you, want to work with you. It's because of you. Like, yes, you may feel like an imposter, but if you're at this point, like, you have got here because of yourself. So I want you to remember that. And then the third thing is, one thing that I always implement and try and do if I am having issues with imposter syndrome or not thinking I'm good enough, etc., is just really get back, like really hone in on focusing on providing value. Because at the end of the day, if I'm providing you guys with value, if I'm providing my clients with value, it doesn't matter what I think about myself up here. If I feel like I'm being an imposter, but I'm providing a ton of value to people, then there's no way I can be an imposter, right? I'm really supporting them, I'm really helping them out. So these are just like a few tips and I guess mindset things specifically around imposter syndrome. Another thing you can do is, like, every time someone says something nice about you, write it down, screenshot it, put it into a folder and go and look back at that when times you're struggling. Or you could even just like treat everything as imposter syndrome. Like if you're having an issue, just say to yourself immediately, oh, it's imposter syndrome, and then just move on. Oh, it's imposter syndrome. Just recognizing it can often help you out a lot. So hopefully those 3, 4, 5, however many they were, tips will help you guys out. Now I want to talk about something that I have implemented recently. And when I say recently, I haven't been doing this like my whole life or months or weeks. It's literally been the last few days. But whilst I was out in Bali, if you watch my Instagram stories, you'll have seen about a week ago I recorded a story about how my mindset changed when I was in Bali and what I wanted to do to improve on that when I get back home. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and do that right now. But recently I've taken a lot of inspiration from someone on Instagram who's just at Charlie. I think his name is Charlie Jabalai or something like this. Go and check him out and read about his story. But I've always been well aware and in tune with the law of attraction. I read that book a long time ago. I read The Secret a long time ago. And I've always understood the power of like manifesting your dreams and your goals into reality and driving yourself forward through the law of attraction, right? And this ties into today's topic about working on your mindset and how it can drive your business forward. But for some reason, I've never heavily practiced it. And I think that's because whenever I go to write down my goals in a book like this, or write down my daily affirmations, I've always been just following someone else's lead. And following someone else's lead, doing it because other people do it, is never gonna help push you forward. And over the last week, I've felt really compelled to actually just take action on this myself and do it in my own special way. So for the last 7 days in a row, I've listened to business success affirmations every morning and sometimes in the evenings too, but at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. And then the most important thing I've started doing is in this book right here is writing a little piece about each day and then writing down my intentions, just setting my intentions about what I want to happen. And these are focused on business, personal, etc. and also talking about abundance a lot. So I'm talking about things as though they've already happened, right? And then at the end of every single day, I'm writing down these things have already happened. Time just hasn't caught up yet. And I'm truly believing everything that I'm writing here in this book. And the reason that I decided to sit down and talk about this on today's video and share this with you all is because something crazy happened that really shows to me this is working. It's helping my mindset anyway. It's helping me feel more confident and helping me push forward. But something happened yesterday where I wrote down, let me see if I can find the exact thing I wrote down. You probably won't be able to see it, but here I say over 100 people have enrolled in my course, which is coming soon, link in the description. And many of them are positively changing their lives through the support of my content. So I wrote that down yesterday. And then this morning when I woke up, I'm gonna see if I can pop it on the screen right now. So this morning when I woke up, I got a message just here on Instagram. And part of the message said, hey, I just wanted to update you. I started a company, landed my first client in the wellness niche with a €1,500 a month retainer. Thanks for all the value and inspiration you've provided me. It wouldn't be this awesome without it. So literally 12 hours before receiving that message, I wrote down about how I want to be impacting people with my content and helping them drive their businesses forward. And then 12 hours later, I get that message on Instagram. And I get messages like that every now and then, but the timing just blew me away. So now I'm working really hard on making sure I'm writing down my goals, but not just my goals, writing down what is gonna happen, it's already happened and I'm just not there yet. So I'm writing that down every day in this book. And I think lots of small exercises like this can help you drive your business forward through improving your confidence, your mindset, your attitude, whether it's just writing down your goals every day, whether it's writing down your intentions and setting them, whether it's battling imposter syndrome like we've talked about, whether it's surrounding yourself with a group of other positive, supportive individuals, either in person or online. These are all small things that I would love for you to think about, to go away and work on, because as you start to focus on your mindset, everything else follows, and that's going to help you build and grow your agencies and your businesses even faster. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit now though. I just wanted to put that out there and try and help some of you. So if you did find this valuable, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. Go ahead and connect with me on Instagram or in the comments down below. I'll respond to every single one of you. And if you want to find out more about the course, make sure you click that link in the description. I'll see you all very, very soon in another video.